This week on Storyboard, there will be a 15.5% increase in ad spends in India, reaching rupees 1,46,450 crore in 2023, says GroupM in its T by NY report. We are speaking with GroupM South Asia CEO Prasanth Kumar to find out more. We have Karen Thompson, brand manager, MAC Cosmetics India, speaking about launching their skincare lineup called Hyperreal. And finally, on this week's notice board, we have a unique campaign by Bharat Matrimony that utilizes advanced AI tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney, created by Wonderlab India. We have the team joining us in the studio. Hello and welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shabani Bharat. GroupM India released its This Year, Next Year report highlighting that advertising expenditure forecast for 2023 and the largest media investment group in the country predicts a rupees 20,000 crore of incremental ad spend in the year 2023 compared to 2022. The report also speaks about the continued growth and potential of the Indian advertising industry and the opportunities it presents for the advertisers. The report highlights a 15.5% increase in ad spends in India, reaching rupees 1,46,450 crore in 2023. India has moved up to the 8th position globally in ad spends and continues to be the fastest growing market in the top 10 markets worldwide. To tell us more, we are speaking with GroupM South Asia CEO Prasanth Kumar. Prasanth, 1,46,450 crore rupees ad spend in India in 2023. Can you tell us what are the factors driving this kind of growth?
We are seeing actually all media growing in 23 as our estimates. Digital is obviously at a pace of 20% growth. We are also seeing TV grow about 9%, and print and radio also growing at a reasonable 1%, single-digit growth, right? If you look at the source of business on this, I think, multiple categories. I think categories like FMCG, we are seeing them coming back and spending the money. Fintech is one of the category, BFSI is one of the category, auto also we see an impetus of spends coming in 23 as our estimates. We also look at the SME side of the business, and it's quite interesting to see that how SME is also shaped up, because that's also the long tail clients and SME business have actually helped a good growth in the past 2 years, right? We see that continuing, right, in 23 as well. So these are some of the key reasons where we are seeing the source of business coming.
Okay, so against the backdrop of economic crisis, concerns around big tech, isn't it an optimistic outlook or prediction for the year from GroupM?
Frankly, it's a reasonable growth here. I mean, I would like to put it as a reasonable standard.
Yeah.
If you look at it, we actually grew by, we estimated 22 to grow by about 22%. But we have closed the year at 22 with 15.7%, and we're sensing that it'll grow at similar levels. And the reason why those spends actually, the growth actually reduced is mainly because of the geopolitical reasons, as well as some inflation growth which is happening, and therefore spends actually getting impacted. We also had some of the startup tech system growth actually getting impacted last year, right? And last year onwards, tightening of these ropes on ad spends on startup tech, entire ecosystem has been there. And that's why the percentage growth probably reduced to about close to 15.7 last year. We see this year, actually, some of the inflation challenges have got reduced. So some of the categories will actually end up spending more. There are some categories essentially from the tech side also coming and spending more money. In fact, some of the startup companies have to continue to spend, because if they have to continue to gain consumers as well as maintain the business model. What is going to be different is maybe we'll have an inverse situation like from last year to this year. That is, we had a good first half last year and very challenging second half last year. We may have an inverse aspect happening in 23 on that.
Why do you say that? Why? What will be the reason for the inverse?
Couple of reasons. I think one of the key reasons on the second half being lesser is because for the known reasons that house spends got tightened up. But it takes time for categories to come back and look at reshape the spends, right? And that's why I'm saying almost 4 to 6 months it may take, right? And as a reflection from a mathematical, perspective, I think second half is a much more promising, half in 23 probably, right? And that's so it's a reasonable growth. I mean, it's not like, I mean, digital is taking a larger share of money from the incremental growth which is happening, right? And that's also because of how digital has been an opportunity for many of the SME businesses, right? Many of the long tail businesses, right? Now, if you look at the business from an overall perspective, it's not just anymore an organized sector, right? Close to about 40% of the business, 37, 38% of the business is actually SME business today. On digital, the source of business for SME could be as close to 65% of the business for digital, right? But from an overall perspective, I'm saying close to 37, 38% is SME business from an overall ADEX. Now, what is that share of business coming, right, is something which we need to look at from different medium perspective. So I would say it's a reasonable growth, right? We're talking about TV, which is 9%. I'm not saying it's a pessimistic growth. I'm not saying it's an optimistic growth. It's a reasonable growth. Because we thought it's going to be a very optimistic growth in 22 in the beginning, which was a 22% growth, which didn't happen, right? So when I look at that, from a different seasonal standpoint, from category standpoint, from different play of organized sector and SME sector playing in, I think it's a very reasonable growth from that context.
PK, overall, when you see or speak to like marketers, to brand strategists, uh, the key phrase that that we hear more often these days, it's cautious optimism, cautiously optimistic. What's your outlook? That's the outlook for 2023.
I don't think we should hurry up and conclude that everything is over and we're back to some steady, fast, improved growth. I think there is still learning going on, right? And therefore, there is still progress happening, and there is a optimism on the growth as well. But I would say it's an observation from both sides. I don't think we should conclude faster and say that things have changed and all challenges are over. It's not the case anymore. I think there is evolution happening even now. I think it is going to be progressive. The shape of growth is going to be maybe different from what we saw earlier, right? So those are the things that I think we are, relating now, right? And because many people tried multiple things, right, in the last 2 to 3 years, there were challenges across, not only from from the aspect of pandemic, but related aspects, different cost issues, a derivative issue, but geopolitical, nobody expected that to happen in this form, right? But that leading into many other challenges like this. So that is where the caution and therefore, the opportunities which comes along with this also is where the optimism on progressive growth is also happening, right? So that's how we are also sensing from clients, right? I think it is.
What are their key concerns, if you can share those?
No, the main concern primarily is in terms of the cost is one, right? Because cost has gone up. Some of the concerns is that how could we make a great consumerism to relate into more consumption from that context, right? I think value growth is something which we are seeing, but how can you get volume growth happen on that, right? I think there are multi models of business which are there today, right? I mean, you have a regular distribution business, you have an e-commerce business, and you have a T2C business. So what are the different roles on how it can play, right? So all of this is actually bringing, it's not a concern, but these are again, to me, it's again challenges, not just challenges, but opportunities also, right? And that's how it's being played on.
So during the conference, you mentioned that January was challenging and February was better for the business. If you can share, how are GroupM agencies faring overall in 2023? What is the outlook or the prediction?
So it's just been a month now.
Yeah.
And
what is your prediction for the agencies?
I think we will be, we are in a very, not just cautious, we are in an optimistic sense, right? What we understand is that I think we have a role to play, not just deep but wider, right? Today it's not just about, I think our offering is not just only in the media planning and buying. I think across a series of marketing solutions that we can offer to clients. And we see also on the client side that there are it's not anymore only media investment. It's also investments related to marketing and media, right? I mean, investing from a technology perspective on first party data is something which is helping them look at accurately, look at how effectiveness is working or how efficiently it can be, right? And we are developing, we have an offer on that, we're developing on those, we're evolving on that. So we have been busy at that, right? I think last 2 years have been the most exciting phase. And I said this way back in 2020, yeah, it is unfortunate pandemic is hit, but it's also fortunate that we are going to be in this phase where a lot of new things will come into life to learn, to experiment and continue with that. I think all our brands, we have also quite busy in consolidation. We have been busy with finding and launching new products, new services, etc. That is going to get in play, and we have seen that already happening in the month of Jan. It has been challenging. It's not that it's not been challenging, but I think it's also given birth to try different products, different services, etc. across different categories, different markets, all of that, right? We have been fortunate that a lot of our brands, a lot of our agencies have won some new businesses, right? So all of this is a mixed play, right? And definitely we're looking for a good 23.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Not at all. Thank you, Shivani.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we are speaking with Karen Thompson from MAC Cosmetics about launching their new skincare range, Hyperreal. Welcome back. You're watching Storyboard. MAC Cosmetics is launching their skincare lineup called Hyperreal this month. Ahead of their launch, I caught up with Karen Thompson, brand manager, MAC Cosmetics India, and spoke to her about key trends in the beauty industry and how are they building brand MAC in the country. Their focus on being omni-channel and much more. Listen in. MAC Cosmetics is making its debut into skincare with a new line, Hyperreal. To tell us more about this, we are joined in by Karen Thompson. Welcome to CNBC TV 18.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Karen, first tell us about your entry into skincare and what will it mean for us, consumers of MAC Cosmetics?
Sure. So I think with MAC, we've always been a front runner when it comes to product innovation, and Hyperreal will be no exception. Our team has spent many years, actually more than 3.5 years, developing this skincare range. So it can be something that we're really, really proud of and that really matches our heritage as a makeup artistry brand. So we've had our R&D teams, our marketing teams, all departments, including our makeup artists, come together to really create formulas that work well for consumers who already use and love makeup. So this is really skincare done in the MAC way.
So skincare done in the MAC way. You're bringing it to India. How will it be priced and how will it be a part of the MAC stores in the country?
Sure. So we have 3 products and a brush. So in terms of pricing, we have the Serumizer, which is our hydrating serum, which will be priced at $5,700. We have the Skin Canvas Balm, which is the moisturizer, which will be at $4,800, and a cleansing oil, which will be at $4,200. They are the full-size prices, and we have minis as well, starting from $1,700. So Hyperreal is a big business focus for us, so we're really going to make it a feature in our stores. So there'll be dedicated areas where a consumer can really experience the products. So they'll be able to see the product and understand all of the ingredients, explore the technology behind the product, and test the product as well. Another great thing that we're introducing into the stores is our skin artistry services. So this is a specific service dedicated to skincare. We're taking our many years of experience in complexion and in understanding skin, combining that with our artistry to create skincare looks. So depending on how you want your skin to look and feel, we use the Hyperreal range along with our artistry techniques to create a look for you.
What are the key trends that are driving growth, driving sales for the India market?
Right. I think a big one right now is the skinification trend.
Skinification?
Skinification.
What's
the skinification of makeup, where consumers are looking more and more at the ingredients that are going into the products and looking for skincare benefits in their makeup as well. I mean, we've really done this with Hyperreal as well, where we've got ingredients like niacinamide, like hyaluronic acid. Consumers are really interested in ingredients right now. And I think also the proof behind the product as well, so the claims and the benefits that you get with products. That's a real key thing for consumers at the minute. They really want to know, what is this product doing for me? Which is, like I said, that's why we've got these great ingredients in the Hyperreal range as well.
Also, social commerce and live commerce is something that has been creating exciting opportunities for brands and products in the beauty space. What is Mac doing in the social commerce and the live commerce space?
So we're experimenting with different things, and I think there's still a lot of space to grow. So some of the things we've been doing are live streaming. So both on our own brand website and along with some of our partners, for instance, Nike, we have the Watch and Buy, where consumers can tune in directly on the sites or on the app. And there's a live streaming session where we have a masterclass or a demonstration. It can either be with our brand educator or with a key brand partner. And the consumer gets to experience the product, see how do you try it on, and then shop along at the same time. So that's something really exciting, and I think we'll see more of that as consumers want to experience brands online as much as they do in stores as well.
On that note, how is technology changing the way in which beauty brands are interacting with their consumers today?
On our brand website, for instance, we have a virtual try-on technology. So you can go onto our website and you can try on every single lipstick shade. You can try on your foundation shade and make sure that you're getting the right match. You can even try on a mascara. So that's really bringing the essence of a fantastic store experience to online. And as you say, it's allowing us to engage with our consumers more and more across different channels. Another great technology, for instance, with the launch of Hyperreal, we're implementing a skincare finder onto the website. So it's
Skincare finder.
Skincare finder. So it's basically a journey for the consumer online to be able to select the right skincare routine for them and the makeup products that complement it to get the right skincare look. So again, it's kind of taking the experience that you would get in store, being assisted by one of our makeup artists, and bringing that to life online.
And how is this entire beauty as a category shaping or changing? What are the insights of the future? What will shape or define this space in the coming days?
Beauty brands having a purpose. I think this is something that's going to be central to what consumers are looking for in brands over the course of the future. This is something that really consumers care a lot about. I think another thing will be the focus on inclusion and diversity for brands. And again, this is something that MAC has been doing since day one. I mentioned before our motto, which is all ages, all races, all genders. And having not just a product range, but also a creative perspective and building a community, an inclusive community has always been really important for MAC. And that's something I see many more brands doing as well. And I think it's so important that beauty is inclusive and that nobody is excluded in the journey. And I think this is a great move for the industry, that all brands care about this now. I think it's a great thing for consumers and it's a great thing for the industry.
Now, when it comes to India market, what will be the focus for MAC in the coming days? Is it going to be a strong offline presence, a lot of stores? Will we see opening of a lot of stores from MAC in the coming days? D2C, when it comes to beauty space, has picked up in a big way over the past couple of years. So do we see MAC focusing on D2C? What is it? What will be the focus in the coming days?
Right. It's a really good question, because I think when you've already got the size and scale of MAC, it's really important not just to look at one or two channels, but to be truly omni. And that's how the consumer is shopping right now. I mean, there's not just an online consumer and an offline consumer. Everyone is shopping, or maybe not just shopping, experiencing the brand across multiple channels. So I might be discovering the brand on Instagram and then going into a store and then getting my replenishment online. So we're trying to make sure that we have a strategy which is truly omni. And as we spoke about before, building some of those tools that we need online to create just as good an experience online as you get offline. That being said, I think offline and brick and mortar stores have made a huge comeback post-COVID. Consumers really want to get back into stores and experience the brand, which has been fantastic for us to see. We have our makeup artists in the store, they're able to engage with the consumers directly, and that's something that we've always loved doing. So we will continue to open more stores. We've got more than 170 stores already.
Wow.
But I think there's still lots of room to grow. I mean, there's still so many opportunities in India for the retail spaces to develop. We'll particularly be looking at tier 2 and 3 cities. So expansion will definitely continue. And we'll continue to grow and scale with our online partners and with our D2C direct website as well.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today and sharing these insights with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, we have a unique campaign by Bharat Matrimony that utilizes advanced AI tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney created by Wonderlab. We have the Wonderlab team joining us in our studio today. This Valentine's Day matchmaking service, Bharat Matrimony had made a match too good to be true. Like the name suggested, My Perfect Valentine, This date could have been just the one for you girls. Instead, it was not a human, but an AI-generated entity named Aaditya Iyer. AI. It was actually a campaign that utilized advanced AI tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney and was conceptualized by Wonderlab India. To tell us more, we have in our studio Amit Akali, CCO, and Rakesh Induja, co-founder Wonderlab India, joining us. Welcome to CNBC TV 18.
Thank you. Pleasure being here.
First of all, Amit, let's begin this conversation with you. Tell us the reason or the whole idea behind the campaign. Why was it created?
No, so this is a Valentine Day campaign.
Yeah.
But I think we love creating stuff that's somewhere coming from culture. And the last 1 month, we've been driven crazy with this Elon Musk tweet and ChatGPT, and everybody's just talking about that. And we've also been just completely exploring that, having fun with that. So we've been asking ChatGPT to make jingles in the tune of Anu Malik and in the style of Javed Akhtar. It does it. It's been quite amazing, and we've been like, that's what's happening around us, and how do we use that for a campaign?
And the message that you're driving home with this?
So I think, one is obviously this entire thing of AI, also comes with this entire thing for perfection. But reality is not perfect, and the messaging with Bharat Matrimony is because this entire thing of AI creating stuff, fake stuff that is, not really real. At the end, the magic isn't real, right? I mean, you can't marry someone, you can't marry an AI. I mean, you have to live your life with someone real. And while that person may not be perfect, we certainly have someone who's perfect for you. So that was the deep thought behind it.
The copy, the way in which he was responding on social media platform was also AI generated. How did you create it? How did you make it happen?
The best part was because they kept experimenting things. When they were playing with technology, then the idea came together, and it's a fabulous creative idea, right? That you're bringing technology and you're questioning that technology is, perfect but unreal kind of stuff. Right?
What were the challenges while doing a campaign like this?
So, Kapil, firstly, everything was done on AI tools. So, different tools were identified for different things. So, for example, Midjourney is great for visuals. So, literally, his face, everything was created by Midjourney. Now, when we started creating faces, we realized that AI also gives you a little bit of tinge of fakeness. There's that, it looks like brown tones. You figure it is AI. So, we actually got an expert in. So, people talk about AI taking away creative jobs. We actually got another job. We got an expert in who knows how to use AI. At the end, it takes human beings to obviously think of these ideas, but even the use of AI comes with experts. So we got a guy in working with our team who actually the right prompt, what to put in, so that AI gives you something that's really real.
As a creative person, Amit, I wanted to ask you, there have been conversations on, AI or ChatGPT could be the death of copywriters, and somebody who has spent so many years, decades in advertising, what is your opinion on this?
You needed human intervention to get the best out of AI, to put the right prompts in, to make sure that every comment came by AI. Obviously, AI is beautiful in the sense it gives you options, the speed that it works at, and there's almost a 80% accuracy with it. But I think just to make magic out of AI, you will always need creativity.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. And also thank you for giving us a taste of the usage of AI and ChatGPT in advertising. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Fun being here.
With that, it's a wrap on Storyboard this week. You can catch all of our content on Facebook, Twitter and YouTube. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time next week. See you soon.